Morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. Grateful, thankful for this day, this time, and this opportunity to come to you today, lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is a natural, normal, necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because morning is indeed a good thing. And I'm so glad that you're here with us on today as we dare to prepare to lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 30. It's the dirty 30. We're going to talk about briefly this morning when saying no feels hard. Saying no feels hard. We've been talking about self-care all week, going forward, how to take care of yourself, navigating through this thing called grief, how self-care is not selfish. One of the things, and I know that we got to deal with is we talked about setting boundaries, right? The power of setting boundaries, your capacity, taking care of yourself. But for those of you who it's so hard for you to say no. How do you deal with situations where saying no feels so hard? The Bible says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Saying no can feel uncomfortable, especially in grief. You may worry about, I don't want to disappoint others. I don't want to seem ungrateful, or explaining yourself more than you have the energy to do. Sometimes it feels easier to say yes and deal with the cost later. Do not do this. Sometimes it feels easier just to say yes and I'll deal with what I got to deal with later. No. We're not going that route, right? You don't want to do that. I'm going to help you today. Grief changes capacity, and honoring your limits is not unkind, but it's honest. I've said this and I'm going to keep saying this, and I want you to understand the power and the importance of it. Capacity, knowing your capacity. Grief changes your capacity. The capacity you once had, you no longer have, perhaps, right? And so you got to take that into consideration, that what you were once able to do, I don't have the capacity to do. I know I used to watch your kids before I went through this, but now I don't have the capacity to do it all the time. I know it used to be this way, but I no longer have the capacity to function at that level. You got to honor your limits. You got to honor the capacity that you have. You got to honor where you are for this season. And honoring that capacity means sometimes saying no, right? With saying no feels hard, remember this, y'all. Boundaries are not rejection, they're protection. I told you that before. I'm going to keep telling you that. Boundaries is not rejection. You think you're rejecting them. No, you are protecting you. And you got to be good to you. You got to be kind to you. You can't keep putting yourself on the back burner. You can't keep ignoring your needs. You can't keep ignoring what you need in this season, right? And so, in not ignoring what you need, you got to understand, grief. No, it's not rejection, it is protection. Saying no to what drains you is often saying yes to your healing. That God does not ask you to stretch beyond what your heart can hold right now. He values truth over obligation and care over performance. And that's what's important. This is the season of you being compassionate and kind to yourself. This is a season of honoring your boundaries. This is the season of knowing your capacity. This is a season of no. You don't need a long explanation. You don't need to justify your limits. You don't need to feel guilty for choosing rest. A gentle no can be an act of faith, trusting that God will take care of what you release and meet you where you are. And it really is. It really is an act of faith, right? It really is an act of faith. I'm thinking of Jonah. When Jonah was on that boat, and he was on that boat because and the storm came because of him, and he was endangering the lives of the other people on the boat. They threw him off the boat, right? They threw him off the boat because he said, "Throw me off the boat, y'all gonna be okay." They threw him off the boat, And that was an act of faith. God, you're going to fill in the gap. You're going to open the door. You're going to make a way. I don't know what you're going to do. And he did. He had a big fish, swallowed up all of that good stuff. It was an act of faith, right? And this is what you got to know and understand. A gentle no can be an act of faith. Trusting that God will take care of what you release. God going to fill in them gaps. God going to meet the need. God going to do what he do. God going to make sure everything is taken care of. You just need to offer your gentle no, right? And let it be an act of faith as you navigate through this thing called life. Here it is, y'all. Here's your point of application. Practice a simple response today. I'm not able to do that right now. I'm not able to do that right now. Then pray, Lord, give me peace as I honor my limits. Let your no be gentle and let it make room for healing. I'm not able to do that right now. Be mindful of yourself, y'all. Be good to yourself. You've been good to everybody else. Be good to yourself as you navigate, as you continue to navigate through this thing called grief. Continue to be good to yourself. And I know some of you have a hard time saying no. It can make all the difference, right? Just know I'm praying for y'all. I'm rooting for y'all. I thank God for each and every one of y'all. Be good to yourself. Good morning from West Monroe, Louisiana. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, Emily Kim, all the way from Louisiana. I love it. I love it. I love it. Honor your limits, y'all. No, Natasha said no, period. Say no, period. I don't need to say nothing else. No, period. Honor your limits. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself as you navigate through this thing called grief, right? You need it. You deserve it. I'm rooting for you. I appreciate you. Today is day January the 30th. The time is now 8:09 a.m. Good morning and good morning.